As the stakes of Dwight's Sylvester Stallone conflict with Bevilacqua Frank Grillo and Cal Neil McDonough have been genuinely escalated, Tulsa King's second season has officially reached the point of no return for his crew. The one who is currently suffering the most is the one who anticipated the consequences. Tyson's J. Will, father, was in his brand new automobile when it exploded, an explosion intended to kill Dwight. In order to be a part of her father's life, Tatiana Zappardino, Dwight's daughter, moved to Tulsa earlier in the season, uprooting her kids. Hey, hello everyone, hope you are having a good day. Before going to the main topic, I want to say like this video and subscribe to the channel. Is she beginning to second guess that choice though? Tatiana Zappardino discussed Tina's mental health and the swoony scene that viewers were unable to witness in an interview with TV Insider. This season has been intriguing because Tina is adopting Dwight's way of life by relocating to Tulsa and placing her family in close proximity to him. Is she secretly still hesitant? Tatiana Zappardino: there are undoubtedly sequences from the first episode that depict more of her inner turmoil as she decides to relocate to Oklahoma. And she most certainly is. At the same time, though, I believe she's realized that she's already lost 25 years with her father. And when she said, "I'm going to put my anger aside and move closer to my father," she wanted to just move on and make the most of their remaining time together. It is evidently a significant leap of faith. At one point, he was apparently attempting to teach the kids how to be masculine. Does she have faith in her ability to keep them apart from him? He doesn't seem to mind if he somewhat toughens him up. She certainly seems to have a firm handle on her kids, in my opinion. Therefore, if he teaches kids self-defense, I don't think she's too scared. At that age, she says, "I think I taught my kids to be pretty strong and make their own decisions so they can kind of decide for themselves. They are not young children. At this age, they are somewhat capable of independent thought. Because she has known Dwight her entire life, she acts as a wonderful barrier between him and Tina. Tina is kind of a stranger to him because he wasn't around when she was growing up. Joan, however, is familiar with him. Having her in the center allows her to sort of speak with both of us, letting Tina know what she needs and what Dwight wants her to hear. Because although they may have a kinship, I don't think they necessarily communicate well the best. He may not trust her with some of the secrets he still keeps from her. He doesn't seem to view her as an adult, in my opinion. She is still that young girl in his mind. Joan is therefore a good compromise. Could you discuss creating these relationships with those actors? Sylvester Stallone likely already has a lot of that in his arsenal because, as I know, he is a girl dad. After that, Terrence Winter and Annabella collaborated on The Sopranos. The dinner scene at Tina's uncle's funeral was the first sequence we ever filmed together. That was the first time with Sly, and it happened immediately. He put me at ease. He was as welcoming as a father and said, "I'm excited to have you here." Therefore, I believe he made it simple to have that dynamic without putting too much strain on it. Additionally, he reminds me of my biological father, which eases the adjustment. Regarding Annabella, we actually got along pretty well on stage. Since my family lives in New York, she makes me think of several of my aunts. I simply say, "Yeah, no, that makes sense" when she is present. In between seasons, we stayed in touch. She excels at simply being herself. The nice thing about these longtime performers, in my opinion, is that they accepted me right away, which is really family-like, rather than treating me like I was nobody because I haven't done as much work as they have, as if I were a member of their family. Thus, it greatly simplified the on-screen transition. Surely he is the complete opposite of her husband. Thus, she is not necessary for Mitch. We taped my lengthy speech explaining why I was with my spouse in the first place during the gun practice sequence in episode 6, which was cut down. I believe that she nearly felt codependent with her husband. I did discuss how I chose my first spouse because I was wanting to escape that existence, and he was the complete opposite of my father. But Mitch is so self-reliant now that we're dating. I'm self-sufficient, so I don't need him, yet I might be drawn to him since he has a connection to my father. Perhaps I have some Oedipus problems. I'm not sure. However, I think the independence is really seductive since I felt compelled to care for my previous husband, who was still on the teat because he was like a baby. To be honest, I don't think Tina is stupid. Since her spouse was robbed and assaulted when she was in New York, I believe she is aware that it could occur anywhere. It might occur any place. Once you are a member of the Dwight family, there is no safe haven. But given that there are children involved, I firmly believe that she will always be questioning herself. As a mother, I can attest that there was a time when I believed I could survive a zombie apocalypse. Now that I have a child, I thought, oh my God, I would survive so hard. I think, oh my God, because I would want to protect her so much, I don't think I could do this. I would undoubtedly be the first to die, wouldn't I? It's no longer simply a you thing, and your priorities totally shift. In Season 3, I sincerely hope Tina sheds her motherly persona and begins advocating for herself a bit more, possibly taking names while kicking ass. She should no longer be on the sidelines, in my opinion. She's probably trying to tell Dwight, hey, I'm not a kid anymore. That's what I'm hoping for in Season 3. I can handle my own and I'm going to show you the business. However, we don't know. Regarding that, they are highly secretive. While we were filming it, they hardly mentioned any episodes. Tatiana Zappardino hopes Tina Manfredi will be able to use the gun that was given to her in Tulsa King Season 2. In Navigator, the 6th episode of Season 2, Tina persuaded her father, Dwight Manfredi, that she needed a gun to defend herself and her kids, which viewers are aware is now a legitimate worry, given that Tyson's father, Mark Mitchell, was killed by a vehicle bomb at the end of the episode. Yet another indication that Tina is more than just Dwight's kid is her learning to shoot. Zappardino discussed with CBR how Tina handles her occasionally awkward relationship with Dwight, and how it differs from her own connection with Sylvester Stallone, the legendary actor and Tulsa King star. She clarified why she hopes Tina will be more involved in the Paramount Plus show's action before Dwight and his opponent's conflict is over. She also disclosed significant moments with Tina that viewers were not able to witness during Season 2. CBR, Tina and Dwight have a complex relationship. How do you think Tina feels about Dwight? Tina clearly loves her father, but she also frequently dislikes his actions, like when they went to a day school for her children in Navigator. Tatiana Zappardino. My father was the same way. He constantly made me feel ashamed. Additionally, he passed away, so I regret not embracing the times he embarrassed me more. I believe that Tina is letting Dwight be himself because she was deprived of a childhood with him. You can tell she's really excellent at keeping her mouth shut. However, I personally admire it as an actor, but when she has to speak, she says, "Okay, shut up." He's making a fool of himself, and I adore it. Tina simply responds, "Okay, got it. Thank you. Love your interpretation of the world. Gotta go." However, the partnership only succeeds if you can compete with Sylvester Stallone on screen. The audience must think Tina is capable of resisting her father. How have you collaborated with him to do that, then? Sly is far more affable than he gives the impression of being. He is on the level of accolades, and you assume he's this untouchable guy because he's been in the business for so long. However, when I first saw him, he approached me, struck up a conversation, and said, "I'm so glad you're here." No distinction existed between him and the others. He truly gets to know you and says, "Hey, let's talk about the scene. What are your thoughts about it?" He continues to act. He plays the role of an actor. He's not the type to act like, "Let's get all me. I want to look the best on camera." In fact, he says, "Okay, I think this is good. Let's go on." It's easy to work with him because there isn't a lot of ego on set. It would be a little more awkward, especially while playing his daughter, if he were that kind of pompous, high-handed madman, but he isn't. It's simple because he simply says, "Hey, how are you today? Good morning." Dwight's gangster and family tales are, or perhaps were, rather well separated in Tulsa King. Do you prefer to stay out of the mayhem, or would you prefer to be more involved with the overall plot of the show? I've been pleading to join the gangsters, my God. It's a dream. As an actor, you want to portray characters that you would never be in real life. Furthermore, it's obvious that I won't join a gang in real life. Not at all. On television, however, you have the opportunity to take on the roles of characters who are completely different from you. At the moment, I am living my life as a spoiled daughter with children. It's cool that I'm just acting out my life on TV. Playing yourself earns you money. However, I'm also prepared to shoot somebody in the face. Being on that side of the world is definitely something I'm ready for. However, I do believe that they enjoy having two different universes. I don't think they like to mix the worlds of smashing down doors and killing people with the world of cheerful flowers and rainbows. One day I hope it will be messy enough for me to be on the other side. Would you have a plot in mind for Tina in that situation? Based on her remarks in episode 6, it would seem obvious to have her kidnapped by the Kansas City mob or Dwight's archenemy Cal Thresher, but that would also be extremely cliche. On set, I've been a strong supporter of avoiding overly stereotyped female roles. I would occasionally receive scripts and think, well, you know what? Maybe I wouldn't say that this time in this day and age. I was speaking up on my own behalf. No, I thought Tina wouldn't be a sit-around-and-take-it type of girl. She would, in my opinion, be a strong advocate for herself. If it does occur, I hope it isn't kidnapping because that is so cliched to have the women taken. I'm hope that she can defend herself and fight back, and that she wins. Given how much of Tina's screen time she spends with Dwight, it was delightful to see her in a lengthy moment with Garrett Hedlund's character Mitch Keller. Would you like to collaborate more with any other actors? Bodie, played by Martin Starr, intrigues me. He's one of the few members of the gang who has to put up with Dwight's antics even if he doesn't particularly want to. He's already at that transitional stage where he finds it difficult to listen. I would therefore adore having scenes with him. Scenes with Mitch are so much fun. Since I enjoy singing, I would like to do more of that, perhaps even joining him on stage. Then Dana Delaney, primarily so I can go horseback riding with her. Some of the content that was omitted this season just makes me very sad. In the first episode that was removed, I performed a sequence with Agent Beale. I asked her, "Is my father a good man?" as I followed her to her car. "Why don't you make your own decision?" she asks. That sequence really encapsulated Tina's conflicted feelings about staying in Tulsa or leaving, which is why I thought it was so great. If she would simply accept everything and support him. The fact that it didn't show saddens me. I suspect that another sequence involving Mitch that I really enjoyed was deleted. Since I believe that raises a lot of concerns, I discussed why I was with my husband in the first place. Emery was a very generic, almost meaningless character. Lauren Dunn is a wonderful actor, and I adore him. The couple didn't make sense, though. I gave a detailed explanation of why I was with him, stating that I wanted someone other than my father and was fleeing from who I am. And that sequence is one of my favorites. She wants to discover who she is, and I don't believe she has done so yet. Something was missing, and I believe she was attempting to figure herself out in New York. Something is missing, and she is searching for herself in Oklahoma. I can't wait to watch Tina discover her voice and her place in the world. Because I don't believe she has a place yet. She seems to be looking in from the outside, and my life has a lot to do with that. Every time I tried to see where the world was, I felt like I was sort of behind the glass. It was completely unreachable, and I can't wait for Tina to shatter the glass. There aren't many female characters in the program, which is why I like to bring them up, but the ones that there are very stunning. Fantastic actors that kill people. I enjoy working with them, the sweetest people in the world, and all I want is for them to receive a bit more attention. Indeed, the men on the show are fantastic. The girls deserve special recognition, though, including Dana, Annabella, Ciora, Scarlett, Rose Stallone, Andrea, Savage, and McKenna, Quigley Harrington. In Tulsa King Season 2, Garrett Hedlund's character Mitch Keller was given a significantly larger part, and he demonstrated why he was the perfect addition to Sylvester Stallone's crime drama. Several characters from Tulsa King Season 2 have recently received greater screen time, including Mitch. Sylvester Stallone's Dwight Manfredi has always been the main focus of the series, but Tulsa King Season 2 has also given the other members of his gang greater attention. This has created numerous chances for captivating character moments and possibly one of the most intriguing new characters in Tulsa King Season 2. Even though Tulsa King's supporting cast has had more opportunity to shine, Mitch Keller is one of them who is doing a little. In Tulsa King Season 2, Garrett Hedlund has demonstrated that the show's writers made the right decision by showcasing the former prisoner who is now a singer, songwriter, and prospective manager of a car dealership. One moment in particular demonstrates Mitch's significance in Tulsa King and how he is contributing to the second season's success. Mitch had the opportunity to speak with Tyson Mitchell, J. Will, during the end of Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 7. Mitchell was worried about his father, Michael Beach, who had been hurt in a vehicle bomb intended for Dwight. Mitch had a tough chat with Tyson about what it means to kill a guy because Tyson believed the Kansas City mobster was to blame and intended to kill Bill Bevilacqua, Frank Grillo. It was a fantastic moment that demonstrated Garrett Hedlund's acting prowess and demonstrated that he merited a larger part in Tulsa King Season 2. J. Will and Garrett Hedlund were equally to blame for Mitch's heated conversation with Tyson. Though Mitch had to deliver his lines with just as much fury as Tyson, but with incomparably more compassion, Hedlund's assignment was slightly more difficult than Will's. Hedlund did a fantastic job of portraying Mitch's agitation, but he also found a way to make his angry comments sound sympathetic, and he made it clear that Mitch was concerned about Tyson's soul. Mitch's conversation with Tyson wouldn't have been nearly as interesting if Hedlund hadn't deftly balanced kindness and wrath. Mitch is exactly what Tulsa King Season 2 needed to surpass Season 1 because of Hedlund's acting prowess. His conversation with Tyson demonstrated that in addition to being able to pull off those emotionally charged situations, he is also capable of something even more significant: uniting the group. Dwight was the focus of Tulsa King Season 1, with the majority of the other characters only truly interacting with him. The gang can now interact with one another because Mitch is such a major character. This creates some fantastic character moments and intriguing subplots that would not have been feasible if Dwight had to be a part of every one of them. On October 27, 2024, Tulsa King Season 2 Episode 7 was broadcast. Things become heated up in Episode 7 following the vehicle bombing in the previous episode. Tyson believes Bill was responsible for the incident that seriously damaged his father, so he pursues Bill and kills one of his colleagues. Jackie Ming is the real attacker, as was accurately predicted last week. Dwight is almost certain that Jackie is involved in the same. However, Thresher was unaware that Jackie was attempting to carry out such a serious attempt on Dwight's life without first telling him. It is anticipated that each of these may complicate the storyline of Tulsa King Season 2. Furthermore, since Bill now has every right to pursue Dwight, Tyson's move might simply set off a series of events that could further destabilize Tulsa. Episode 8, which premieres on Paramount Plus on November 3, 2024, at 3 a.m. ET, may touch on some of these plot issues. Let us know in your comments. And stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks, everyone.